almost broke that thing. That's 6.
You're here, you can do your own sprinklers, by the way. No groundskeeper.
You know, like when you deal with your management and you deal with your staff as well. You're not having it. Well, that as well. That was part of the fucking plan to get the sprinklers out. I'm thinking, I've got no messages on this week. I've got no car.
I know. Oh, you're not. Okay. You're not. Good.
Don't call mine and then pull out.
No, I didn't mean that.
You sure this time?
I have mine set up so anything happens. I'm underwater guy. I get it. Jake, you can join them. Yeah.
Must use your own coin.
Yeah, and give it back. Don't give it back. Is it rupee? Oh, on the bounce, you're claiming that.
Hey, Yaku.
Playing today?
It's a sick rookie.
You've been not let a single thing go for the room, mate. I'll be on the
No, you start.
I think I'm injured then.
Hey, listen, none of that tonight. None of you are level allowed to get into it.
Hey.
guys did yesterday.
And spooning.
Spooning, not allowed.
This is why safe to win.
Good.
He's out. Yeah, you are.
We're batting first.
Batting order.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. We are not all of us are not here. Atif is there.
Atif and me.
What? Atif!
And a read.
1, 2,
Just
3,
let's make it
4,
clear
5,
before the skipper says that nobody gets injured tonight, alright?
Bro, yeah.
Quick! Mud!
We haven't got
Come,
any,
man,
we
come
haven't got
on.
any bottles.
Come on, hurry up, hurry up.
Personal bottles, so if you want me to do any drinks or anything like that, then it's going to be like personal shipping and that sort of stuff. I guess you can't even. You're going to have to just come up and
Yeah, I think we
Alright, let's go. Guys up. We're all here.
All right, welcome, sir.
Come on,
Right,
come
right
on,
on time. All right, boys, first game of the season. Weather is pretty good for this game. We won the toss, we'll bat first. Batting order with the Arib and Zishan to open. Doesn't matter. We'll win anyway. Tolo, number 3, H, 4, Atif, 5, J, 6, Manu, 7. And then
names will come out,
we'll
yeah?
see.
Shut up, Andy.
Then we'll see how it goes. If you talk about our strategy or mindset, there's just one word that I want you guys to remember. It's stay active, don't sleep. Active is the word. Active is the word. All right? Always be present. Always be present. Game is not over until the last ball is bowled. We have the history of just losing it after 10 overs, after picking up 5 wickets, and we are so relaxed and we're just giving away shitty runs. We are not going to do that today. We be active. We be present today. That's all it is. All right, have fun, boys. Game starts in 20 minutes.
How long? 20.
20 minutes or 18 minutes.
No! No lemongrass. How you doing, Boom Boom?
अभी थे वो अब तो वो पैड्स भी चाहिए अपने
No pressure on the...
आपके पास अपने पैड्स हैं क्लब के उस पे पैड्स ही लगे
Holding this end, yeah?
एक क्लब के पैड्स के अंदर पैड्स लगे हुए हैं
Camera setup is well. It's NEP, that is the white bat, which is the production unit that does like the Oscars, Wimbledon, all these little events. Supposed to be providing a foreground production. Everything along the way has happened that they have. So everything was set up for on account, including the one end, and so all of the broadcasting and set up everywhere else is for one end. Just the ones who come complain. Well, everybody complains it's my fault anyway, but...
You're the manager.
Oh, at your age I haven't had to do that.
You have no idea, man. That's what he can do.
At your age. So wait a minute, coach. Let's have a discussion about that. I'm just thinking about it now. My brain cells are working a bit slow at the moment.
That's what happens when all the blood goes to your knee.
Tell me about it. It's somewhere else though. That's down the world. No. So Mr. FCA Chairman, tell us about this blood problem that you have. It's all in your groin area. Do you have big crotch? Is that the problem? Very small. How many have your press-ups increased during this winter? Decreased. Wrong answer. Oh man, you're going to suffer on Thursday.
Yeah, you have no idea. We are going to suffer.
Life's a bitch. See? No, like you told me, you have to pay
Hello, I'm from Preston.
And it's another very warm welcome to the National Cricket Ground in Kerava, Finland, for the second Finnish T20 Premier League match of the season. And as I say, a warm welcome to everyone following this on the European Cricket Network, and especially if you were with us yesterday for the first of this T20 Premier League season in Finland, and the first around Europe for that matter. We tonight have for you the match between SKK Rapids and the Helsinki Gymkhana club. And we're underway. SKK Rapids are the team who won the toss and have decided to bat. And after that first ball, they post their first run of the evening. I'll run through the teams for you in just a moment, but SKK, this being their home ground, winning the toss, choosing to bat, unsurprisingly, which seems to be the favoured decision these days, particularly when the weather is warm, as it is this evening. Not hot by any stretch of the imagination, but sunny and dry, as we watch Raymond come in from our end, which is the commentary box end, as he runs away from us and bowls a wide. Ati Raymond, number 7, opening the bowling for Helsinki Gymkhana. The SKK Rapids side in a moment for you first. The big appeal here, and given not out. So the Rapids line up thus: Kaiser Siddique is the captain, followed by Nathan Collins, who's the vice captain, who's also the national team captain of Finland. Arib Abdulkadir, who's on strike at the moment, the opening partner to Mirza Zishan Beg. This one's down the leg side. And another wide. Peter Gallagher, Atif Rashid, Jake Goodwin, Manoj Thayaf. I'm not going to pronounce that very easily. Thava Yogaraj, Raja Wakas Nirav Shah, Yatu Vijay Yaratnam, and 12th man, Andrew Armitage, which might be a familiar name to some. Helsinki Gymkhana for you in a moment. 3 without loss. And thus far, all extras. So Arib Abdulkadir, wicketkeeper for the Rapids, who was in action yesterday, but as an umpire for the match between Helsinki CC, the reigning champions of this competition, and Vantaa CC, which was a victory for Helsinki quite comfortably in the end by 35 runs as they come back for a second here, and they're pushing. A good throw in the end, but got home safely. So the first runs off the bat then. 5 without loss for SKK. Who, as I say, feature the Finnish national team captain, Nathan Collins, in their lineup tonight. Helsinki Gymkhana lineup for you in just a moment. There is a change. We'll see this final ball of the first over to be bowled by Raymond. This is driven to backward point, no run. So Faisal Shahzad is their captain. Simranjit Brar is the wicketkeeper. Pankaj Saharan, Ahmad Jalil, Noman Raza, Mohammed Gawas, Javid Jan, Ati Raymond, Irfan Yusufzai, Shahid Gondal, and Umayyah Akhtar comes in. He was slated to be 12th man, but comes in for Khalid Nufal, who drops out. So end of the first over, 5 without loss, the Rapids. And the new bowler is Shahzad. Bowling from the commentary end, only bowling from one end here at Kerava, which is largely due to the positioning of the sun. Slightly uphill as he comes in with number 49 on his back. This one's pushed out into the offside by Mirza Zishan Beg, and there's no run. Another wide down the leg side. Umpire's busy already. What is it? 3 or 4 extras already with that score of 6. 2 runs off the bat from Kadir. Baig it is facing now, the tall right-hander. This is a big swing into the onside, taking advantage of the fielding restrictions in this first power play. Don't think it's going to run away to the boundary though. They're thinking about running a 4th. In the end they're content with 3. So the fielding restrictions in place for the first 6 overs. So only 2 fielders are allowed outside the inner ring. Here's Shahzad. A dab into the onside for a quick single from Arib. Ten without loss in the second over. So Shahzad now continuing over the wicket to the tall Baig, and he's got more on that than he did in the previous earlier in the over. This one has raced away to the mid-wicket boundary for 4, and probably straying a little too straight there, Shahzad. Just moving the front leg out the way. Big swing across the line, but connecting well. And the first boundary for the Rapids in this second match of the Finnish T20 Premier League. Takes them on to 14 without loss, still in the second over. That sounded from here like a bit of an inside edge. Let's see what the umpire gives. Despite the appeal, it was a little tickle onto the pad, so just a single to end the over. So 15 without loss, the Rapids, a decent start. Kadir is on 8, and Baig on 3. Correction, Baig on 7, Kadir 4 at the end of the second over. Right then, Raymond is continuing. Another wide. So extras busy tonight. Not far off top scoring, I don't think, at the moment, are they? What? Probably on 5 at least out of this, a total of 16 so far. This one's a fuller delivery, just blocked by Baig. No run. Big heave this time from Baig, I think trying to repeat the shot that has garnered him a few runs so far, but that one didn't make any contact. So Raymond then again, caught and bowled. Similar attempt to the shot, and he's gone. Trying to swing across the line, he's rehearsing the stroke as he walks off, but perhaps that stuck in the pitch a little bit, or he was through the shot a little earlier, and it was a fairly easy dolly back to the bowler. And Ati Raymond strikes for Gymkhana, take the first wicket for the SKK Rapids, and it's Mirza Zishan Baig who falls for 7, caught and bowled. Which brings Nathan Collins to the crease. Number 4, helmetless. He's the current national team captain. Correction, Baig made 8 before falling. So Raymond to Collins then. A couple of steps in and immediately he's driving to extra cover. Comes off the foot of the fielder and they rush through for an easy single. So off the mark straight away. That'll make him feel better, as it does any batsman, of course. Harib now on strike. He's there on 3. That one, a bit of a Chinese cut, goes behind the wicket keeper. No run. Another pleasant evening in Carrow, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. Probably around 16, perhaps 17, as the next delivery is just pushed out into the offside. And again, another single. In fact, they're going to take 2, and a buzzer, an overthrow. No backing up there from the Gymkhana side. Bit of a sloppy throw. And that's the end of the over. 19 for 1 then, SKK Rapids, having won the toss and decided to bat. And it'll be Faisal Shahzad continuing for Gymkhana. Collins leaves that one alone. Rapids has been a appendage to the name of the club for these T20 Premier League tournaments. SKK, in case you're interested, it stands for the Stadinia Caravan Crickety, which is basically the Caravan Cricket Club. This one, has he got an edge through? He has. He's given him, and Collins falls early. That's a big, big wicket for Gymkhana. He just nibbled at that one, and he's probably getting the ball to move away from him. It was a little fish outside the off stump. That's a huge wicket. You can see that in the celebrations. So the second Rapids wicket falls. 19 for 2 now. So Collins, the national team captain, falls for 1, caught by Singh, the wicket keeper, or Simranjit Brar, I should say, off the bowling of Shahzad. And that is a big wicket indeed. So number 21, Peter Gallagher, another Antipodean, comes to the crease. Big hitting right-hander. So 2 early wickets then for Gymkhana. They'll be delighted, I think, with that. 2 of the bigger guns in the Rapid side as well. As Shahzad continues Slightly short, and that kept very low. Gallagher did well to keep it out. It's dribbled out into the onside. They run through for a single. There's a decent throw. The batsman's safely home, but a little wobble for SKK here. Not a convincing start. So Gallagher at least off the mark with his first delivery, which brings Arib Kadir back onto strike, who's on 5 currently. Shazad then, a bit more of a loopy delivery, pushed back on the full by Kadir. Fielded by the bowler himself and the captain, who will be very happy with this start. Shazad then, 49 on his back. Again, that looks to be moving away from the batsman. A big swing. Half cut, half drive, really. And he gets nothing on it. So, end of the over. 4th over down. 20 for 2. The Rapids. And the men out so far. Baig for 8. And Nathan Collins just for a single. The big wicket, the prized wicket, perhaps, you might say, for Gymkhana. So warm and pleasant evening in Finland, which will be a surprise to many listening. But we've been rather blessed this week with some dry weather. Plenty more action to come for you over the next week. There's another match tomorrow. Empire Cricket Club will be playing Bengali Tigers. Then there's another T20, couple of T20 matches again on Saturday, which will be on the ECN network as we are today. And then a whole host of T10 matches on Sunday and 3 more T20s next week rather. I'm sure there'll be something next season as well, as Raymond is continuing into his 3rd over now. Ati Raymond picking up the wicket of Baig earlier. 1 for 8 into his 3rd over now. Big drive, this one from Gallagher. That's split the field, that's gone. 4 runs, nobody out on that extra cover boundary, and he connected with that one. And that'll give you an idea of the kind of hitting he's capable of. So having got Collins, the next big scalp before he gets going will be Gallagher. And then again, this one slightly squarer, but the result is the same. 4 runs, and just waiting on it, slightly short and wide of off stump. And a thumping square cut brings up a successive boundary for Gallagher, who moves on to 9 off just 4 deliveries. Nobody protecting that cover boundary, just looking at the field. Only 2 allowed out since power play, of course. This next one is a bit of a shout of excitement from the bowling side. Didn't quite connect, maybe bat into pad, but they pick up another run. Gallagher. They've got a man on the deep mid wicket boundary, sweeping, but nobody on that all-important cover boundary at the moment, where Gallagher has been feasting for the last couple of balls as Kadir faces now Ati Raymond. No run. Raymond then, final ball of his 3rd over. He's given, wrapped on the pad, finger goes straight up. 3rd wicket down. Kadir is the man to fall. LBW. He's gone for, I'll tell you how many in a moment. Gone for 5 off 12 deliveries. So 3rd wicket down. This is a great start for Gymkhana. I'll be happy with that. And Raymond, who took a little bit of tap earlier in the over, Who was that? Came back well at the end of his third over. 5 gone then, 1 more left of this power play. And the new batsman, Atif Rashid, will not be facing, that being the end of the over, and the batsman switching ends, of course. So Gallagher, who's already signalled his intent with a couple of crushing boundaries through the offside, will be the man on strike. He's currently on 10, off just 5 deliveries. Shahzad will continue. So this will be his third over, so the opening bowlers going through 3 each, a maximum of 4 per bowler, of course, being 20 overs. 5 bowlers can bowl a maximum of 4. And this is the last over of the power play, and the field will no doubt spread straight after as Faisal comes in. Gallagher is carting that through extra cover again. He's down on one knee, and doesn't need any invitation for some width. They're still not plugging that gap, Gymkhana, which seems a little odd to me, because that's where the 3 boundaries have come. There's still only a man out deep on the mid-wicket boundary, which was a good position perhaps for Baig, who was looking for that area, but now they're finally posting a man out. There's a deep extra cover. He's not on the rope though yet. He's heading that way now. Number 18, Raza Newman, is that fielder. Shahzad to Gallagher then. Another big swing. That one's gone over the slip cordon. That might run away for 4. Down to third man, unless it holds up in the longish grass. The fielder does well to pull it in, and there's a good throw in the end to follow up. So some decent fielding there. They pick up just the single. Is it just there, or they get 3 on that? 3, sorry. It all seemed to move so quickly. So Gallagher into his stride then. 17 off 7. That brings Rashid onto strike for his first delivery of the game. Just checking the field. The man at deep extra cover is still there. But he's looking for the onside, and he's clubbed that one pretty straight towards long on, and the man who's up at mid on couldn't get past it. And that's another 4 runs. Picking his spot there. Slightly through the line, but he connected, and that's what mattered. So he's off the mark with a boundary. Gives him the lovely strike rate of 400. If he continues that, he's in business. This one left alone and wide. Oh, this delivery beats him. Rashid feeling at that one. And well, Shahzad is a small man, but he occasionally gets a little bit of bounce from not a very great height, and that one nipped a little bit. So 2 balls left of this sixth over, the final one of the power play. Rashid's strike rate has dropped to a miserable 200. And he's looking to correct that as he picks up a single now. The man from extra cover comes in off the rope and does well to keep it to 1. So another single for Gallagher. I think every shot has been a scoring shot to end that over. Third over from Shazad. 6 overs gone, 43 for 3 then the SKK Rapids, having won the toss and elected to bat. And now we're going to see changes in the field as the field spreads. And no doubt a change in bowling. Les Raymond is going to continue. Atty Raymond for his 4th perhaps. He's taking his cap off. It looks like he is. Now we're waiting on Atty Raymond, who's going to continue into his 4th over. A little bit more about the Kerava National Cricket Ground for you in a moment. This is a short ball, and this is clubbed just over the head of the cover fielder by Gallagher, looking for his favourite area. That man they posted out on the extra cover boundary finally does his job and prevents a boundary, keeping it just 2. But Gallagher, looking ominous, moves to 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4 men now posted in the deep. There's 1 at deep square leg, 5 in fact, deep square leg, long on, long off, deep mid wicket, and a man at deep extra cover. Slightly shorter, prodded down by Gallagher for easy single. In fact, they're going to pick up 2 here. The facilities here, a terrific pavilion we're lucky to have, opened 6 years ago. Someone was asking what the official capacity might be here, but I guess that depends on one, social distancing, and how many people you can sit on the grass comfortably. Next delivery, taken on the pad, but too high, no run. No stands, unfortunately. Time will tell, we might get there in the end, but no great stands, but plenty of room for spectators to come and enjoy it, and a nice little barbecue area which can get quite packed at times. Raymond continues. Oh, he's bowled him. Big heave by Gallagher. He was looking for the big one again, and that free-flowing innings comes to an end. A big swing, looking for a maximum, and he's bowled. All ends up. Gallagher goes for 22 off 12, bowled by Raymond in his final over. And the 3rd wicket now falls for the SKK Rapids in this 7th over. Meaning they're 47 for 4 now. New batsman then, wearing number... Well, I was going to say wearing number 11. He's down as wearing number 111. I'm told that's because one of the ones has dropped off. So Jake Goodwin, number 11, coming in at 5. And he'll be facing Atty Raymond. His first ball's left alone, no run. So Raymond's figures coming to the end of this spell. 1 more ball left of the spell, 3 for 21. So he's picked up vital wickets. Not a bad economy rate really, considering in the T20 format. He's in again to Goodwin. He's just pushing at that, falling over slightly off balance as it goes through to the keeper. End of the over then, and end of a very useful spell from Ati Raymond. 4 overs, 3 for 21. And after 7 overs, the SKK Rapids 47 for 4. So we've got a change of bowling then. Irfan Yusufzai will bowl the 8th over. And for those of you wondering, there are some restrictions still on some gatherings here in Finland, despite the fact we're able to play cricket. So we don't have walk-up public as such, unfortunately. But hopefully that shan't be the situation for much longer. But on a sunny Saturday afternoon, you know, we can get 100 people or so packed into here. Packed in, spread out around here, enjoying the cricket. So number 59 then, Irfan. He's going to be bowling to Rashid, who's on 5. And his first delivery is a dot. Has to be bowling some off spin. Still got the man at extra cover. There's a 3rd man now in place. And a change in the field that brings Long off 3/4 of the way to the boundary. We've got a Long on and a deep mid-wicket. And the man at fine leg comes up into the circle. Next one, big swing. This is looking for the man at mid-wicket. It's going to beat him and the long on fielder. A terrific strike by Rashid. 4 runs. Really connected with that one. Brings the 50 up for the Rapids. 51 for 4. Slower delivery this one. Just cut into the offside and non-striker sent back. It went straight to the fielder. I think is Faisal Shahzad, the captain there. Another big swing. This is in the air. It's heading towards the mid-wicket fielder, but drops just in front of him. And an overarm throw comes back in. The Rapids take 2. Again, he connected well, but it just seemed to sort of plug in the grass a little bit out there. Goes offside this time. Stepping back. Straight to that fielder again. Faisal Shahzad in the covers, no run. A lot of air on this one. Full toss, 4 runs. Backward a square for Rashid, who ends that over with a boundary. 15 he moves to, 57 for 4. And Irfan's mixed bag of a first over ends going for 10. Another change of bowling. This is Mohamed Gawas to come on. He'll be bowling the 9th over. Right arm over. Jake Goodwin, the man on strike, he's yet to get off the mark, having faced a couple of deliveries. Rashid's his partner, 15 off 9. No real change in the field, still man out at extra cover, deep mid-wicket, long on, long off. And just perhaps on the circle at fine leg, as this one is turned into the onside. They go through for a single, quick fumble, allows them to get there easily enough. Gavas again, short ball, defended by Rashid, no run. Another single to Goodwin. There's a few singles being picked up in the circle. Perhaps sitting back a little bit, the fielders right on the ring. But Rapids making good use of the odd single here and there, putting a little pressure on the fielder. Again, this one though is cut off before they get a chance to scamper through. .60 for 4, the Rapids. Here's Gowas's final delivery of his first over. That's a decent ball. Again, just nudged into the offside, and good running again from the Rapids. Really quick off the mark, Goodwin. And again, another vital single, rotating the strike well. So Rashid will take strike again at the start of the next over. 9 down, then 9 overs, 61 for 4. The Rapids, who, to remind you, won the toss and decided to bat on a pleasant, warm, clear, sunny evening here in Kerava, about 25 minutes or so north of Helsinki, the home of the Finnish Cricket Association, and indeed the home ground of SKK. So continuing for this 10th over then will be Irfan with his off spin. This one's short though, and push through a little quicker. Oh, they're going to take a run. Misfield in the ring. Another single picked up, and this pair are keeping the scoreboard ticking well. And Gallagher was in, dealing in boundaries, and once he went, there was a fear perhaps that the scoreboard might dry up a little bit, but they're doing well, picking up the 1s and 2s. Irfan's next delivery is defended. Rashid, 18 off 15. On strike. Shorter delivery, that's whipped into the onside. It's real quick hands there from Rashid, and he picks up a boundary. It was just all about the wrists there. Another boundary through the onside. Takes him to 22. The Rapids to 67 for 4 in the 10th. High looping delivery which was one of those that gave the batsman a bit too much time perhaps to choose his shot in the end. Just jammed the bat down on the ball, so that over ends with a dot ball. Rashid 22 not out, Goodwin on 3, 10 overs gone, halfway mark, 67 for 4 for the Rapids. Projected score at this current run rate would take them to 150, which is always competitive here. Was it Helsinki Cricket Club last night batting first, racked up 145, which could have been a lot more were it not for the fact they lost 9 wickets, but they defended that fairly comfortably. But certainly the favourite option here is to bat first generally, as Gawas is going to continue into his second over, the 11th, and Goodwin again just pushes it up to mid-off, and another single strike rotated again. Happy to sit in these middle overs. They're doing just the job they need, that their captain and their team will need. Looking for a single, sent back, and in the end they perhaps could have taken it with the misfield in the ring. But the intent is there, at least the calling is clear. Big swing, it's gone miles in the air. Who wants this one? No one, it seems. And a bit of a misfield from the fielder coming in from long off. And they take 2. That looked for all the world like it was going to be another wicket down. But a bit of hesitation perhaps in the field. They got away with it, the Rapids, 70 for 4 now. This is a big shot. He's really connected, and he's made 4 quite easily. Terrific stuff from Rashid. He's got very fast hands. And that was a stand and deliver shot. And even though there is a fielder at long on, it travelled too quickly for him to make enough progress to cut it off. So another boundary to Rashid. He moves to 28, going well here. 21 balls he's faced. 5th boundary that was. And again, he's going after Gawas. This one he hasn't really connected as well as the previous delivery, and it's an easier job this time for long on to field and just keep it to a single. A little dab through the slips there, has evaded the slip cordons. They're coming back for a second. It might run away. No, I think it's getting held up just before the rope, but they pick up 3. It was a delicate little shot. I thought for a moment that the slip fielder was in with a chance, but it went past, and they picked up 3 to end that over. Another good over for the Rapids then, 78 for 4 after 11. Rashid 29, Goodwin on 7. So another change of bowling for Helsinki Gymkhana. Jalil Ahmad. As Faisal Shahzad, the captain, adjusts the field. He's posting a man out, it seems, on the deeper extra cover. The usual long on, long off and mid-wicket boundary rider in place. As he brings his mid-wicket fielder a little squarer. It's a long boundary over there. There's a lot of real estate to patrol. But the one advantage of being out there is you get a bit of shade and you don't get the sun in your eyes. It's the first ball down the leg side. It's just, well, clipped around the corner really. Looked like a bit of a top edge, and they get enough on it to pick up 2 runs from Goodwin because there's no fielder there. Another good example of running from this pair. They really have run well between the wickets. Goodwin and Rashid. Really keeping the ball ticking over. To some that might have been 1, but they made it an easy 2. This is a good delivery. Straight, cramping Goodwin for room a bit. Who's on 11 off 10. This partnership now worth 35, so it's been valuable since the fall of Peter Gallagher. Consolidation for the Rapids. This one's short and a big swing, or attempted swing into the onside, but not connected by Goodwin, save for an under edge into his pad. No run. Jalil Ahmed continues an appeal here. Looked fairly leg side to me. The umpire thinks the same as well. This is a better ball and well fielded off his own bowling. Not enough though to prevent the single. Yet another one for Goodwin. Ends the over then, 83 for 4 after 12. 36 the partnership moves on to. And at the current run rate, 152 should be within their grasp, the Rapids. But still 6 wickets to come. So a little bit in the bank for them. Mohamed Gawas is going to continue into his 3rd over. And Jake Goodwin is the man on strike. 12 off 13 then as Gawas comes in. That one's down the leg side, called wide. After an early flurry of extras, they seem to have got the discipline back on track, the Gymkhana bowlers. First game for them of the season, of course, so some excuses possibly. As this one is leg side again, clipped to short mid-wicket by Goodwin. A good-looking shot, but one of those frustrating shots that goes straight to the fielder and doesn't get you anything for it. Similar this time, tucked into the onside, but to the right of that short mid-wicket fielder. So yet another single. And Goodwin, 13 off 15, yet to hit a boundary, but that's not to say it in a detrimental way. He's done a great job in keeping the 1s and 2s ticking over. Full length delivery, big swing. Not where it intended, but it squirted out enough for a couple of runs as the man comes in from the deep onside boundary in fields. 2 more to the score, 87 for 4 the Rapids in the 13th over. Still plenty of batting to come for them. But these two have done just the job. Consolidated after a fall of wickets and setting up nicely for the final overs perhaps. Waiting on this is Rashid and just cutting it into the offside. They could have taken 2 there in the end actually, but they suffice with 1. .88 for 4. Oh, this is a dead cert, LBW. Goodwin's finally fallen. He sort of moved across to the off stump a little bit. Tried to just paddle it round into the onside. And he got trapped straight in front. 5th wicket falls then in the 13th over. And Goodwin goes. Finally, having done an excellent job in consolidating for his team. He wasn't looking to smash the boundaries, but just to keep the run rate ticking over. So Jake Goodwin, 13 of 20 deliveries. LBW to Gawas with one more ball left in this over. So finally a breakthrough for Gymkhana, but a good partnership, around 40 I reckon. We must have put on for that 6th wicket. The new batsman for the Rapids, Manoj. We'll leave it at that, because I only call him Manoj, so that's enough for everybody. But Rashid, the non-striker, he's vital now for the Rapids' progression, but also for Gymkhana if they can get him. They'll have 2 new batsmen at the crease, but we'll see off the end of this 13th over then. As Gawas is in, and Manoj just clips that into the onside nicely. They're going to take a single. They're pretty quick. It's a good throw, but it's gone for overthrows, and they could pick up a 3rd even here if they get the skates on. No, they're going to be content with 2. But that's exactly the sort of pressure. 13 overs gone. Right, Ahmad Jalil is continuing. This is a very slow delivery, which is watched carefully by Rashid, who's on 32. No run. Very looping delivery, taken on the full. Clubbed out to the onside boundary. The chase for the fielder. It is pulling up before the boundary rope. It's a long throw from there. It's a terrific throw, actually. They pick up 3. Rashid on to 35. Jalil into his 2nd over. Manoj, the man on strike now. He's just defending that one. Very slow looping deliveries. Always tricky, as any batsman will tell you when you've got too much time sometimes to think about it. This one very high, and it's beaten on the full. That's gone straight to the short mid-wicket fielder. Should be a run out, and there is. They took a run, and Rashid puts his hand to his head because Manoj has gone, and he called perhaps for a run that wasn't there. And that's the 6th wicket down now. The score on 93, and Manoj goes for 2. I suppose from the SKK Rapids point of view, at least it is Rashid who is still there. But it was a suicidal single, frankly, straight to the fielder, and the bowler had all the time in the world to take the bails off and made a little play to show how much time he had as well. Right, new batsman then for the Rapids, Kaiser Siddiqui, the captain. At the non-striker's end, he'll be happy to give Rashid strike, who's on 35 from 26, having done the most to revitalise this Rapids innings. It's been a terrific knock so far. How much longer Can it last? Ooh, again, a very slow delivery. The batsman threw the shot about half an hour early. And that's the problem with the slow bowlers often. Too much time. Jalil Ahmad. This is very loopy as well. This one he's connected with, although it's going straight down the neck of the man at long on, who gets one hand to it and manages to parry it over the rope for a maximum. So Rashid finally cashes in. He's been looking for that for a while. You can tell. He's finally got hold of it. 41 he moves to. A little bit of consternation perhaps out there. I suppose you could say he did well to get a hand to it. But it's always rather embarrassing when you do. And the trajectory of the ball just continues over the rope. End of the over then. 14 gone. 99 for 6. The SKK Rapids. Rashid on 41 of 28. SKK yet to face the ball. Although he will be facing the first of the next over, which is going to be bowled by Javid Jan. He's got 149 on his back. Quite why you'd want 3, I don't know. But anyway, he's in, right arm over. First one is an attempt at a Yorker, full delivery, which SKK blocks out. But a good first up ball. Slinging action. Another dot ball. .144 they'd get to at the current run rate. The Rapids. And again, a third dot ball on the trot. So good start this. From Javid. 3 straight deliveries, full deliveries, testing the new batsman SKK, who's yet to get off the mark. This one's slightly shorter and just tucked into the onside. Hands on the head moment from the bowler, but he's off the mark, SKK, with a 1. 100 up for the Rapids in this 15th over, 100 for 6. And Rashid, the danger man, back on strike. He'll be eyeing a half century here. Down the wicket, big swing, gone miles in the air. Someone's got a call for this, someone's under it and he's taken it. And the kiss of death, having told everyone how well he's going, Rashid goes for the big one and it just went miles in the air and it was well caught in the end by Faisal Shahzad. Coming in from the covers. End of an enterprising innings and a vital innings for the Rapids, though, from Rashid. He falls for 41. And a good start for Javid with the ball. He's just gone for a single and picked up a wicket with his first 5 deliveries. Right, Raja Wakas is the new man in. At number 9, tall player, but he's on the non-striker's end now. SKK gets a short one, which he pushes out into the offside for just a single. To end the over, 15 gone then, 101 for 7. Great start from Javid, picking up the wicket of Rashid. And just to give you the full details, caught by Shazad off Javid for 41, having faced 37 balls. And he built that innings at a vital time for the Rapids. So, bowler now. We have a change again. Number 99, Pankaj Saran, will come in for the 16th over. Oh, he's bowled him. First up. Sadique's gone. A Yorker. And he's really helped bring Gymkhana back into this. 2 quick wickets after a terrific partnership between Rashid and Goodwin. And that's knocked them back a little bit. 101 for 8. So with his first delivery, he strikes Pankaj Saran. And now the Rapids, having built very well in those middle overs, slightly in danger now of not using up the full 20. As Yatu is the new batsman. This reminds me of, if any of you listening or watching followed English county cricket, there was a pair that batted at Nottinghamshire, first class county Nottinghamshire, Will Jefferson, who was at 6'10", and James Taylor, who was about 5'4", and we have a similar situation out there for the Rapids as this first delivery to the new batsman Yatu is defended. Yatu quite small in stature, with Raja standing probably 6'4", 6'5". It's a Jefferson-Taylor moment. Pankaj Saran in again. This is the full toss, and this is clubbed through the covers. And there is nobody there. The extra cover boundary rider has somehow disappeared. So there's a big chase around to his left for the long off-fielder. They could be picking up 4 here. Throw comes in underarm halfway, and yet they pick up 4 runs. A run 4, which you don't see very often. And immediately the bowler signals to one of his fielders to go out on the boundary. 105 for 8. Now, little and large, they certainly made good progress across the strip there to pick up 4. Always nice to see that. You don't see it very often. Next delivery is another full toss, this time turned into the onside. They're going to push for 2, I think, here. The fielder's got the ball in his hands now. It's not the greatest of throws, and they come back easily for 2 more. And that's brought rounds of applause from their teammates, the Rapids teammates, away to our left on the boundary edge. So Yatu moves on to 6 off 3. Next one short, big swing, nothing. Oh, this is an unusual shot, sort of pirouetted and flicked around the corner. It gets him a run. He perhaps deserved more for artistic enterprise there, but it was on the toes and a little clip round the corner to end the over. 108 for 8 from the Rapids, and Yatu is on 7. Raja yet to get off the mark. 4 overs remaining. Right, Javid's continuing after that successful first over of his. This one's down the leg side though, and it's called a wide. One for 3. His figures 1 for 2 after the first over, not counting that wide. But Yatu's on strike. he's on 7. As this slingy action continues again. Again, turned into the onside, down to fine leg. They're going to pick up a couple here at least. It's quite a nice little clip off the toes. He's straying down the leg side again. It was Javid, having bowled a very straight first over and a very successful one. Well, one thing they have done in this innings, the Rapids, is run well, I think, between the wickets, picking up singles. Not a huge flurry of boundaries throughout this innings, but they have run well. Again, just dabbing it into the offside and picking up an easy single to the fielders, posted right back on the circle, the inner fielding circle. 1-1-3 for 8. Oh, a nice shot again. Very sort of bottom-handed punch through the square leg area. They're going to pick up 3 for sure, because again, it's another long run, but that's a great throw from a long distance. Because for a moment, with somebody perhaps with a lesser arm, that would have been another run 4, having seen one already in the previous over. So good placement of the ball by the batsman and good running again. So momentum is continued despite the flurry of wickets for the Rapids. This one though, an appeal, little nibble. They're convinced, the Gymkhana fielders, but the umpire unmoved. And the usual teapots and look of disbelief. But didn't look like anything on it from here, although I am a long way away. You just get a feeling for these things sometimes. Final ball then of Javid's second over. Oh, that is an under edge. But it evades the stumps, goes through to the keeper, and that over ends with a dot. 1-1-6 then for 8, the SKK Rapids. Pankaj Saran to continue. Yatu, the batsman, on strike. Full toss. Mistimed club into the onside. It's a vital single for Gymkhana. Prevent there, no run. Could be trouble here. Direct hit. I think he's gone. And it would have only taken a direct hit to get him out, and it was exactly that. So terrific fielding from Mohamed Gawas there in the mid-wicket region. The non-striker set off for a run. Yatu sent him straight back. And it would have taken a decent piece of fielding to get him out, and that's exactly what it did. So 9th wicket down for the Rapids, 116. We're in the 18th over. Just one more for Gymkhana to take, and they'll be happy with their evening's work if they can prevent the Rapids from using up their 20 overs final batsman in for SKK is Nirav Shah. And having said that they've run extremely well throughout the course of this innings, that was a bit of a mix-up. I think perhaps there probably was a case for a single there, putting pressure on the batsman, but you do that in the hope that 9 times out of 10 it might not be a direct hit. On this occasion though, Gawas hit the jackpot. Terrific fielding from him. Big swing from Yatu, but straight against that man Gawas at mid-wicket, who's busy at the moment, and they wisely decline a single this time. So one more to Yatu, 14 off 12, brings Shah to the crease for the first time. The last man in, number 11, he's facing Saharan. He's driving fairly nicely, a bump ball to the bowler who misfields. And Javed picks up from mid-off, throws at the striker's end, misses. And again, it's another single, another vital single. Full toss from Saharan. That's evaded Gawas at mid-wicket. Oh, and a fumble. This should be 2. For some reason, the non-striker's sending his partner back, but finally they overcame their indecision and picked up 2. End of the 18th, then 120 for 9. Shah's off the mark. Finally with 1 and Yatu there on 16. 2 overs left then. And if they can have a couple of big ones, then they could start perhaps to get closer to 140, which would be competitive at least. But the vital thing for them to do now is to see out both these overs in full. Javed is continuing down the leg side, that'll help. That's a wide. He seems to have started off Javed and gone further down the leg side as his spell has gone on. His first over was terrific. Went for 1 and picked up a wicket. Now just starting to stray down leg side again. This is what one is on the pads, and easy turn around the corner. There's a slow first run from the non-striker. If they pushed there was an easy 2, but it was rather a jog from Yatu. Perhaps he was intent on taking the strike, but there would have been an easy 2 there. Leg side full toss, another single down to long leg. A big appeal here for a run out, not given. It was a nice shot. Square cut to point and hastily taken single. Good pick up and throw, but they've got away with that one, the Rapids. A fine balance, isn't it, between putting pressure on the fielders to pick up singles and knowing that you've got nobody left in the hutch to come out with still an over and a half to go. 1, 2, 4 for 9. He's got hold of that one as Yatu. Again, a lot of bottom hand in it. Whipped it through to the onside for 4 runs. A really good bat speed there. Takes him to 21. There wasn't much ground for the fielder to make up, but it was travelling sufficiently quick enough to get there. So welcome boundary for the Rapids. 128 for 9. Javid, having started off well, it's going for a few now. 17 off his last 2 overs. Ooh, big swing, looking for the same outcome as the last delivery. Nothing on it, no run. A big shout for a ball clipping the front leg. A bit of an agricultural swing through the line there, but it's given not out. So 19 overs gone. 128 for 9 for the Rapids. The 140 is still on, which would be useful, seeing as their innings has been taken right down to the last man. So to finish off then, Pankaj Saharan will bowl his 3rd over. And this is clubbed straight back past him. Possible caught and bowled chance, but in the end just a single. Bowled him. That's the end of the innings. Finally going for the big one. And Yatu perishes finally to end the SKK Rapids innings before the 20 overs are up. 129 all out the Rapids. They won the toss, don't forget. Chose to bat. And, well, Gymkhana, they'll be happy, I think, with that. They got away from them a little bit in the middle overs, but to pick up all 10 wickets is a good effort first time up against what is on paper quite a strong batting side. Just to give you the card then, Baig caught and bowled Raymond for 8. Arib Kadir, LBW Raymond for 5. Nathan Collins then, he went quick, only faced 2 balls caught by the keeper off the bowling of Shazad. Then Peter Gallagher, a little cameo from him with a flurry of boundaries in there, but he eventually fell bowled to Raymond for 22. Then Rashid, innings of the evening so far, 41 he made off 37, really helped bring the Rapids innings back on track, but he eventually fell caught by Shazad off Javed, and the work he put in with Goodwin, who made it 13. That garnered a nice little partnership at a vital time of around 40 or so. Then Manoj run out for 2. Siddique was bowled by Saharan for 2. Raja run out Gawas for 1. Then Yatu finally falling the last man out, bowled by Saharan for 21, leaving Shah not out on 4. So after 19.2 overs, the Rapids have posted 129 all out, meaning the target will be 130 for Helsinki Gymkhana when we resume the reply in 5 or 10 minutes. We look forward to your company when we resume soon.
Back each other in the field, lads. Lots of talk in the middle.
Shahid Gondal and Pankaj Saharan will be the opening pair for them. Shahid Gondal will be the man to take the first delivery, which will be bowled by Nirav Shah for the Rapids. And I just had a little word with some of the Gymkhana players in the interval. I'm very happy, of course, to have bowled out the Rapids. A few wry smiles suggesting that bowling was their stronger suit. So an element perhaps of nervousness about this reply, as which is just pushed into the onside for no run. It's getting a bit cooler here. A Finnish evening, still nice and bright though, and still ideal for playing cricket. Shah's next delivery just dabbed into the ring on the offside for no run. So Atif Rashid, 41, the highest scorer for the Rapids. But always slightly disappointing, perhaps not to use up the 20 overs. This is an enormous shot. Third ball in, very bottom-handed whip across the line over mid-wicket for 6. And well, thankfully, because of dry weather, it might not be the case this evening. So Shah, 2 dot balls, then 6. Gondal prepares to face him again. This one is another slow delivery. Immediate appeal. They run through for a leg bye. Umpire turns the appeal down, going down leg side quite clearly by his hand gesture there. Well, the run is accredited to the batsman, so Gondal picks up another. It looked all for all the world like a tickle off the pad, but perhaps a little bit of bat involved as well as Shah comes in again. Saharan facing his first delivery, which he defends. So it's dot 6 to start the over. How's it going to end? Slow looping delivery and a swing through the line. A bit of an edge, loops up past Gully and they go through for a single, so not a bad. The highlight of which that terrific club into the onside for 6 from Gondal. So number 92 Yatu will be the second of the opening pair for the Rapids. Bowling right arm over the wicket to Saharan, who's on 1. So the dot, pleasant drive up to mid-off, but noticeable how the Rapids inner fielders in the circle are very much closer than those of the Gymkhana fielders. Yatu's in again on the back foot and cutting nicely. He pierces the ring this time. Does Saharan, and they're going to pick up 2. It's a nice shot. Just waiting on it. Two men allowed out, of course, in this power play. And we've got a man on the mid-wicket boundary and a man at long on. Ooh, this ball beats the batsman. A little appeal for catch behind, but nothing given. Is Yatu again. Another big swing outside off stump, but this is wide and given by the umpire. Another play and miss. So it's all or nothing at the moment. The Gymkhana. Yatu getting something on the ball to beat the batsman outside the off stump. Back of the hand delivery, this one. Just tickled into the onside. Quick single taken. So some good fielding, good running. This has a feel of an exciting game to it, I think. A little bit more along the lines of the power hitting up front in this power play. The pinch hitting. We'll wait and see as Yatu comes in again. Another big swing. Nothing subtle about that. Another play and miss. End of the over then. 2 gone. enjoying playing for once. And then there's T20 matches on Saturday, which you can follow on the ECN network, and a whole host of T10 matches, a new tournament for Finland this year, T10. So there's 4 or 5 of those matches taking place Sunday, and then a handful of T20s again in the evenings early next week for you to look forward to, if you, like many, are starved of your fix of cricket. Right, Nirav Shah then to continue his second over and his first. Another swing and a miss outside the off stump, dropped by the keeper, although nothing to suggest that the batsman got anything on it. But quite noticeable, the come off once spectacularly for a 6 in that first over. And again, a big swing, slower ball out the back of the hand. He doesn't time it, but it is going to dribble away to the boundary on the onside. And they'll pick up 2. Low throw coming in. Again, looking for the onside boundary, but again the fielder is picked out and it's just a single. A good throw comes in from the boundary, direct to the keeper. Good win it is out there, I think. This is an appeal, he's given. Very slow delivery. Having faced 6 deliveries. So first strike then for the Rapids. A slow walk off for the batsman. So new batsman is Raza Newman coming in at number 3 from Tampere, I am told, which is one of Finland's main cities. Not that there are too many, but he'll be facing final delivery from Shah, and again sort of awkward action back of the hand, but it is a bit of a handful for the batsman, and he's happy just Gymkhana, target 130 to remind you. First up is a wide. Of course, but luckily for the batsman this time not. Now this is a well-hit shot. It's just evading the mid-off fielder running around to his left, and what would have been a fairly comfortable two. Unfortunately for Gymkhana. So a slight delay while he readjusts his protective equipment, and now we're ready to go. Yatu with another dot ball. Feels like it's slightly sticky now. The progress from Gymkhana after a couple of moments of spectacular hitting first up. And variety is just getting Gymkhana stuck a little bit into the fourth over here. Well, you can feel the encouragement from the very short run from Yatu. This one is driven straight in the air. There is a man at long on who comes round. He's going to keep this to one if the throw comes back quickly enough, but they do scamper for two. So good running in the end. Final ball then of the fourth. And a dot ball. So another good over from Yatu. 129 all out, so 130 is their target. And now some minor adjustments again to padding from the umpires to the batsmen. Gone out there without the requisite protection in a vital area, so we'll perhaps try not to describe that too much to you when it does come to pass. But we're into the fifth over now, and we're going to continue with Shah, who's bowled well so far, mixing it up with a lot of variety. This one's short though, and that is pulled into the onside. This should go away for four quite easily. It was a short ball, a long hop really, and there's not enough pace on it to trouble the batsman. Saharan, who seizes the opportunity. So boundary dot. Shah now with his third delivery. Oh, this is a very high full toss. Beamer territory, that one. Indeed, it's called no ball by the umpire. They pick up a run also off the bat, clubbed into the onside. So no ball for the full toss above. Climactic, but maybe that's just me. Shah then bowls it, and of course it's a dot ball, as is so often the way. Very short ball again. And he's missed out there, I think, the batsman. Again, and make hay with that one. A dot ball. Very slow delivery again, full toss, and club back to the bowler, who fields well. So it's a mixed bag, but that, of course, is it's 4 dot, no ball, dot, dot, dot so far. Another slow, looping full toss, dug out to the man at point. Again, no run, so it's a good comeback at the end of that over from Shah. 5 gone, 25 for 1, 130 the target. 105 runs off 90 balls then. We might get a change in the bowling now as someone rushes out with something or other. A drink. It's not that hot, and the trousers are coming off now. This is serious. It just might be a nice time to show you some lovely panoramic shots of the Kerava scenery. I must admit, you know, that's the last thing a batsman really should be forgetting. Although, was it Bob Willis once, the legendary English fast bowler who usually batted number 11, ran out once, got halfway to the middle until somebody pointed out he hadn't actually got a bat with him, which I would say is probably the most vital piece of equipment for a batsman. The pads are off now, so a slight delay here. In the meantime, I think we're going to see a change of bowling here, aren't we? Probably Raja, it looks like, coming on. Wakas Raja. And there's another delay now for the 12th man from the SKK Rapids, coming on very slowly, it might be added. A man perhaps who hasn't run too much lately, otherwise known as the Cricket Finland chairman. So suitably refreshed, we might finally get on with this now. As Raja, this tall bowler with 85 on his back, gets ready to bowl this final over of the power play. And after an interminable delay, we're back underway. Right, here's Raja then. First ball, tall action. It's pushed into the offside and they go through for a quick single. Bit of a sloppy throw. Tall, very high action. And you should get some bounce off this hard artificial strip here at Kerava. That one's pushed through at a decent pace, just chopped down by the batsman who gets no run. Here's Raja again. Another delivery wide of off stump which goes through to the keeper. The message come into the comment. Brace Girdle, who's a man I know well, but not well enough to be him. As Raja is in, outside the off stump, no run. Richard Savage is my name. I don't have a nom de plume. Brace Girdle. I don't think anybody would choose that, would they? For a pseudonym. But a very highly respected man in his own right, Mr. Brace Girdle, nonetheless. But as far as I know, he's not ventured as far north as Finland to ply his trade. As Raja's in again, and again, this is outside the off stump. A bit of a lack. Full toss though, this one's more leg side, and he manages to squeeze that past the man who's up at short fine leg, although it's going to be cut off by the man at deep square leg, and they miss out on a boundary. But it was a good over that from Raja, bar the end one. End of the power play then, 6 overs gone, 28 for 1 Helsinki Gymkhana, chasing 130. So that's 102 runs needed off 84 balls. To adjust his field. 5 men out in the outside the ring. And we have a change of bowling as well. Atif Rashid, who made 41, and he batted in a very extra cover. A man at long leg and long on, which are the, and a man at deep mid wicket. So that's the 5 outside the ring posted for Rashid, who's moving his deep mid wicket a bit squarer. Here he is then, Rashid. Another tall action. Forward press by 17. He is off 17 now, so the strike rate's dipping a bit of the batsman. They'll need to up things fairly soon, you would think, as this drive now finds mid-off, and the batsman at non-striking end is halfway down the strip. He's sent back hurriedly. Makes influence so far on this game. Short run up. This one off the back foot, driven into the offside, and this could be a chance for a run out. He's given a bit slow off the mark. The throw I thought was slightly to the right of the wicket. Ahmad. Jalil Ahmad. And he'll be facing Rashid. He's not gone for a run yet in his first over. An influence to run out. So it's going well for the Rapids at the moment. You suspect, you just get that feeling that Gymkhana didn't perhaps get off to the start that they were looking for in terms of boundary hitting. Here's Rashid then. That one's turned around the corner. There is a man there at deep wide fine leg. They're coming back for a second. It's good running in the end. And that's what they need to do. And do exactly what the bowler Rashid did well for the Rapids, which was strike rotating and the scoreboard ticking. Driven back to the bowler, fielded by Rashid himself. Good over this. Dot, dot, wicket to dot. And that's a big slap almost, really, from Ahmad. Terrific shot, really, but it was a slap, a cross-batted slap that went straight back over the bowler's head at a rapid rate of knots. And he picks up a welcome boundary. That's the end of the 7th over. So, Gymkhana, 34 for 2, 130 the target. And Raja is going to bowl again. His second over, the 8th. And Saharan, who's been there since the start, on 14 now of 19 deliveries, is the man on strike. No protection on the offside boundary bar backward point. So suggesting perhaps they're looking all leg side. This one takes the pad, dribbles out into the onside. They're going to go through for a single, make that 2. The appeal, half-hearted, fell on deaf ears. Is it a leg bye or is it off the bat? Off the bat. Another 2 to Saharan, then 16 he moves to. Leg side full toss, called a wide. Significantly for Gymkhana. Oh, he's bowled, and that'll help the run rate drop even more. Simranjit Brar. Singh Brar is the new batsman then, as facing Raja now, and that one beats him. Oh, he's big appeal for caught behind. He's given first ball. Finger goes. It was suit, maybe not entirely unfounded. To that done by Rashid and Goodwin for the Rapids after a flurry of wickets in the middle overs. They brought it back. It's their job to do exactly the same now. He's facing Raja, who persists with that full-length delivery from a great height. Just defended out into the onside, no run. 2-1 wide. Eighth coming up. And we should of course say that the hat-trick was avoided. And the impressive over ends with the stumps broken, but a batsman safely back in the ground. 8 down then at 38 for 4. Gymkhana requiring 92 runs to win off 72 balls, so around 7.5 that run rate required. Still not beyond them yet, but a couple more wickets perhaps, and might start looking a little bit more like a mountain to climb. Backward square leg, and the only protection again still on the offside at backward point. Rashid starts with a wide down leg side. Four. Saharan still there, 19 off 22. Prodding this one out into the offside. He perhaps has to be the man. And if they're going to get close to this 130, there's going to need to come an acceleration at some point, and you feel it has to be very soon. But again, straight bowling from Rashid, not giving them any width or anything to play with, and it's looking a bit of a struggle for Gymkhana at the moment. It's a pleasant shot though, down on one knee, driving past mid-off. They're coming back for a second, which they'll get there easily. Little clash between the batsman and the bowler. Next one is wide, rather messy. And prescient in my prediction. Let's see. As Rashid is in again, and yes, a dot ball. I told you all. You heard it here first. End of another very good over then from Rashid. 9 overs gone, and still only 44 for 4. Gymkhana 130. That target looking. Rashid making a case perhaps for man of the match at the moment after his 41 and 2 overs for 12. And having made trudged his way all the way down to long off, having bowled, he's now got to stare into the sun as Raja continues and starts his over with the dot. A bit of a mix-up here, an appeal not given by the umpire for leg before, then a hastily taken single. Should be given leg by, but here we go. Finally, the umpire's decision comes. Better late than never. Oh, this is almost a terrific diving catch from Nathan Collins in the covers. It a little way away from him, but diving to his left as the ball was driven uppishly. It would have been a spectacular catch. They get 3 for 2. Saharan continues then, 23 off 28. He has to be the man to put the foot down, you feel now. He tickles this one, very fine. That's a nice shot. That could run away for 4. Very fine off his ankles. But again, the ball just pulling up in the longer grass down there. And it's only another little bit of indecision in the middle there, perhaps. You might feel that that was a single opportunity to put some pressure on the fielder, but turned down. But he manages to keep the strike. Does Sahara? (26 off 31). at this halfway stage. 10 overs gone, 50 for 4, 130 is the target. And the run rate is creeping up. Right, who have we got bowling now? Change of bowling. Is going to be Kaiser Siddique. They've really got to accelerate now. More changes in the field. We now have a man posted on the extra cover boundary who's moved around from backward point. Still man out on the deep square leg boundary, long on, long off, and a deep mid wicket. Very straight long off here in front of us. Who's Rashid, who's come off after his couple of overs, and we've got the captain now, Siddique, who drops a slow ball short, and this is pulled into the onside. They're going to look for 2, and they should make it. Good throw comes in, but that was always 2. Siddique, a bit of a hop, skip and a jump as he turns the ball nicely past the outside edge of Sahara. Every dot ball from now on increases the pressure exponentially, as the next one is again no. 130 the target. Here's a nice shot, but it's not got enough, I think, to clear the ropes. In fact, it hits the fielder, which should have been a very straightforward catch for Gallagher running in. Haran off strike and Akhtar back on, who's still yet to score. And Siddique, beats him outside the outside edge again. Just fiddling for that one, really. No more. Bit of bounce from that last delivery as well. Tall man, Siddique, bowling his turn. And picking up a bit of bounce now and again. Next one is a single, end of the over. Another decent over. 54 for 4. Gymkhana, you feel, is struggling now. 11 overs gone. Off 3. Been a bit of a handful with his very tall action on what's generally quite a bouncy pitch. And Akhtar is the man on strike. Clip into the onside, but not far for the deep mid-wicket fielder to run around to his right to field. Saharan back. This one is clubbing up to mid-off. Again, only a single. .74 required off 52. Peel for caught behind here. It's confident. He's got hold of this one, but he might have picked out the fielder in the deep, and he has. And he's finally parried. So all to do now for Gymkhana, whose next batsman looks like Irfan coming in. Irfan Yusufzai. Do you feel that as long as Saharan is there, he's rapids. If Gymkhana are going to get close to this, he'll be facing Saharan. Irfan going to the non-striker's end. And 3 for 14, those figures now for Raja, who's about to bowl his final delivery of his 4-over spell. Which ends with a single up to long on, and a very impressive 4-over trot for Raja then. 3 for 15 at the end of his spell. 12 overs gone, 57 for 5, 130 the target, meaning 73 to win off 48 balls. Right, SKK is continuing then, the skipper. His first ball went for 1 of this over, and the second delivery is received. Ooh, and a big swing. Takes the edge. Unfortunately, flies past the shoulder of the wicket keeper. And he doesn't get a chance. Could be a run out though here. Just hope. Ones into twos, put some pressure on the fielders. That inner ring of the Rapids, very close in fielding. SKK bowls and beats him outside the outside edge, but it is called a wide. Full toss in the air, falling short of the fielder on the mid-wicket boundary. Another of those mistimed. So the total, Saharan back on. He's going for this now, but it's gone up in the air. This should be taken, although again, two fielders converging, both running backwards. Got to increase if they're going to get close, and this is the result, I suppose. Well bowled again, just got the batsman in two minds there. Didn't know whether to come forward or back. So another over goes by, and they're going by quickly at the moment. 63 for 5 without any seemingly accelerated progress. 67 to win off 42. So you feel that this is in the bag for the Rapids, particularly if they were to take another wicket or two. But while Saharan is there, there is a chance, one suspects. He's on 33. Okay, Peter Gallagher coming on to bowl. He made 22 when he batted earlier. Again, you would suspect 2 was immediately on the cards there, but only 1 results. And these ones have got to turn into 2s if they're going to get close. Gymkhana at 64 for 5. Ooh, soundly hit, but straight to the fielder, who's dropped it at short mid-wicket. So another drop catch. We've seen plenty the last couple of days. Start of the season, rusty hands. Slight chill in the air as well. Now this is connected well, but it is out towards long on. It's going to beat him though. It's a maximum. And he did get hold of that one. Terrific shot. And that's Saharan's only his second boundary in his 40 runs so far. 1-4 previously. But that has helped get his strike rate up around 100, which is it's going to have to stay at if they're going to get close. Another one here, you suspect. He's looking for the same position. It's to the right, though, of the mid-wicket fielder. Not quite as straight, and straight enough to only mean that it's a single. But you could see where he was looking. Similar area between long on and mid-wicket. Full toss, Irfan. Has he capitalised? No. It's pushing for 2 as the fielder fumbles slightly. And they get back comfortably. So this has been a useful over, 11612. 74 for 5. What's to come for the final one? Just waiting on it. And actually, that's a nice shot in the end. It's just dribbled past that man at short third man. And they're going to get an easy 2 again. So a very useful over. Irfan and Saharan putting the pedal down a little bit in that to bring them to 76 for 5 after 14, meaning 54 are left. Or 54 are needed, sorry, to win off 36 balls. Run rates come down a little bit. It's now exactly 9, as it was creeping up towards 10 in the previous over. But still, Saharan, who's 41, same number of runs that Rashid made in his vital innings for the Rapids in the first innings. Cover boundary, although not much has gone there. To be fair, this is caught at short mid-wicket at second attempt. It was dragged into the onside. He anchored their innings for a while, opening the batting and lasting into the 15th over. So 6 down. New batsman is Shahzad, the captain. And he's facing Siddiqui. Immediately looking well fielded at short mid-wicket again. It's been a busy area. Still a man on the cover boundary, but I can't remember one going out there in the whole innings. Here we go again. Into the onside. Only going to be a single though. Oh, wasn't it? It's one of those you felt drilled straight back at the bowler. This could be a run out though in the end. So what wasn't a caught and bowled chance is now a run out. Chasing down this target of 130. It's a good piece of fielding. It's one of those you really had to go, I think, for the second run. I just got to bet on the, take a gamble at the bowler that the fielder doesn't quite hit the mark with the throw. On this occasion they did. Gallagher, I think it was. But not sorry, he was the Rashid it was, who seems to be in the game all the time tonight. So 79 for 7. Gymkhana, a bit of a delay on the batsman's getting ready to come out. Who have we got coming out here then? This is Mohamed Gawas. As an aircraft takes off from Helsinki Vantaa Airport and comes right over us here. The flight path, not as many as there would normally be, what with all the restrictions on the flights. It's usually quite a noisy place here. But there's one going straight over us. I'm reliably informed it's an Airbus, probably a Finnair. Oh, Qatar Airways, we're told, says our aviation expert on the boundary rope. Well, nice view of the cricket for the passengers on board. Sadike's continuing in the meantime. Last ball of his third over. That one's dragged down and a bit quicker. A swing and a miss from Gawas. End of the over. 15 gone then. 80 for 7. So 50 runs needed off 30 balls. Almost getting up to a ball. A run rate at exactly 10. So they've got to go some here, Gymkhana. Well, Rashid back on. So you can't keep him out the game. He's back on now for his third over. And he starts with a wide. 0 for 12 before that wide. Good delivery, cramping. Oh, there's going to be a run out here. The non-striker has gone racing to the striker's end. The striker's turned his back on his partner, and that's the end of that, I'm afraid. So another for Gymkhana, 81 for 8. And you suspect that that is probably that now. Although, wouldn't it be great if number 149 Javid could prove us wrong and give us an exciting finish. If you So Javed won't be facing. It'll be Shazad, Faisal Shazad, the captain, who's on 3. There should be 2 now for Gymkhana, pushing Fine down to Fine leg. They do get back for 2. We should just point out and apologise to those. That's why they seem to have disappeared temporarily, but we'll keep you up to date with the score as this next delivery is driven well, but only up to and Javid, the man on strike, who's Looking to drive straight, it gets a bit of a leading edge, and it squirts out into the offside for a single. Ones who've got to get them close. So it's going to have to be 3 enormous overs, clearing some long ropes here at Kerava National Cricket Ground if they're going to get there. 4 overs left for them to do it. And Siddique is continuing into his final over. Helmetless batsman has taken that right on the top of the head. He's turned his back. It just tells you it's not always the danger from the bowlers that the helmet protects you from. It's those other awkward freak incidents that can do the most damage. He seems to be okay. He's up on his feet, or up on his knees at least for now, and the attendant who ran on to check him is running off, so everything thankfully all seems to be fine. But that'll teach you to turn your back on the ball, I think, coming in from the deep. Not least unless you're looking for overthrows, but you don't want to clocked on the bonts like that too often. And maybe think about a helmet. It was Faisal Shahzad who was the one who got clonked, and he's now back on strike and picking up a run from Siddique. But a run at this stage, I'm afraid, is not enough. There's still 43 runs required of 22. Here we go, another big swing, but again not middled and just balloons up in the air really. An easy job for Gallagher coming in from long on to keep it to a single. So looking at two a ball now needed, as the bowler is in shadow, as the sun drops a little further. Oh, and a club straight back past the bowler. I thought for a moment he might risk sticking out a hand and seeing if it sticks, but happy to let it go past to the long off fielder and keep it to a single. So the dying embers really, you feel now. 89 for 8, Gymkhana. Oh, and he's beaten by one that was looped up, given a lot of air, and the keeper has stumped him or not. It's not given, we don't think. No. He seemed to lose his balance, and it seemed a formality just to take the bails off, but he must have got back in his ground, Javid, and he survives. End of the over then, and end of Siddiqui's spell. 4 overs, 1 for 18 from the captain. 89 for 8 after 17, Gymkhana. 41 to win off 18, so it's more than 2 a ball now. And it's just a case of seeing if they can keep the wickets intact. In case any net run rates are taken into account at the end of the competition. We're going to return to one of the opening bowlers now, Yatu, coming back for his third over, just to finish off. He's deep in shadow now, the trees away to our right, shielding the sun, which is getting lower. And here's Yatu to Shahzad, the captain of Gymkhana, flicking it into the onside. They're going to push for 2 here. The ball's in the fielder's hand already. They fielded well tonight, SKK. Very sharp. It makes a big difference in T20. Adds pressure on the batsman. Stops ones becoming twos. And again, the benefit you see of having the fielders very close in on that ring, the fielding circle. If that had been driven to perhaps a fielder right on the circle, it increases your chances of a single, but so close in, you can't. Now, big shot. This has gone up in the air. There is a man under it again, and it's well taken. Gallagher takes it. That long on. Another big shot. And for one nervous moment, I thought he'd overrun it a little bit, but he took it above his head very well in the end. And that's another wicket down for Gymkhana. 90 for 9. And Shahzad has gone for 9. And just the number 11 to come now. Who is going to be Raymond. Ratty Raymond, who bowled very well during the Rapids, SKK Rapids innings. He's the man coming in at number 11, and he'll be at the non-striking end. Apologise, Shahzad is still there. He wasn't the last wicket, I apologise. Shahzad, the captain, still there. In fact, the last man out was not Gawas, was Javid for 3. Yatu continues. And just a single. And that brings number 11, Raymond, on to strike. With one more delivery left in this 18th over. Well, there you go. They refused to run. A hard throw hits the batsman, and they nick through for a single. So Yatu finishes his over. 18 gone. 92 for 9. So 38 runs needed off the last 12 balls. And Shah will return, the other opening bowler, for his final over. And the 19th of this Gymkhana reply. And respectfully dabbed back straight to him for a dot. The game is up now for Gymkhana. So just staying there, I think, is the motto now. And a wide. Raymond gets off the mark. Sorry, takes his second run, I apologise. Shazad back on strike, the captain. Right, he's going to have some fun, I think. And he got a short one, a nice long hop, which sat up and was just there for the taking. But as often with these things, the eyes light up a little bit too much. Pleasant stroke from the number 11, full toss, but he controlled it nicely. Only got a single though. I'd like to know how many boundaries there have been in this innings. Feels like not many, which is probably what they've missed out on. But here's one. Oh, it almost takes out the cameraman. It was 4, but only just, bouncing just inside the rope. So there you go. That's what I should have been saying for Gymkhana all the time, because that was a terrific shot in the end there by Shazad, who moves on to 15. 19 overs gone, and they bring up their 100 in that end of that 19th over. But that leaves 30 needed then off the final over that will be bowled by Yatu. He's in now. Raymond looks quite accomplished here for a number 11. Happy to farm the strike to his captain, who's got to go 5 sixes. Instead it's a leg by. Here's another straight shot, but not timed. Again, just a single. I think it's the mixture of variety of pace from the SKK bowlers that have meant that there's been a lot of mistimed shots in this, and perhaps not as many boundaries as they've needed Gymkhana. This one's nicely hit, although rather spooned up in the air. That's the end of it all. Nathan Collins finally takes the catch. I thought he got hold of it a little better than he had. In the end, it just balloons up, and Collins takes the catch off the bowling of Yatu. And finally, Raymond is out, and the Helsinki Gymkhana innings finally stutters to a halt, with a ball remaining of the 20 overs, 104 not out, meaning they fall 25 short of the SKK's 129 all out. They were all out after 19.2 overs earlier. So win by 25 runs for the Rapids this evening on their home turf in the delightful evening sunshine, chilly though it is. And Gymkhana suggested perhaps that chasing might not have been their preferred option this evening. And they were going along okay, but you felt just that the momentum was lost around the 6th, 7th, 8th over, which is exactly the time the SKK Rapids in their innings had started to put their feet down on the pedal and got them to a total which in the end was respectable and more than enough for them to claim their first win of the Finnish T20 Premier League this season. As you watch the players leave the pitch, we hope you've enjoyed the coverage. And don't forget that on the ECN network tomorrow, we'll have another match for you, beginning at 1800 hours Finnish time, so 1500 GMT, between Empire Cricket Club and Bengal Tigers. And you can follow it all here on the ECN Cricket Network.
Mano! Mano! Mano!
So this pipe.
Yeah, I'll show you in a sec. Just give me 1 second. Mano!
Let me know how do I request you for a jacket or how do I?
Just
send you a WhatsApp?
remind me, email.
Okay.
Have I got 2 guys SKK, skipper? Hold on. Because we need... Arib is 1. We've got somebody else coming. Somebody else coming. You can delegate. I already delegate to the skipper. He's not found another one. Come on, Skip. Number 2. Is he your man?
Yes.
All right, totally good.
He's now your man. I'm not paying match fee.
Right, guys. I'm just gonna tell you this now because then the skipper and no, Manu. I mean, you sort of know anyway, but as you were umpiring yesterday,
I didn't do it.
No,
I don't do
it's
it.
hard shit. This year, we have a new, bigger water pipe in the building, and what that means is that we have more water pressure, and we have a timer. So the timer comes on at night time, which is the best time for water.
And one in the teeth column is
So we have another extra hose. We have 3 sprinklers. And then next game, it's pretty much all we're trying to make sure 100% all of the game. Today's I'm not clear. Like this. On one hand, here, so we stop right there. And then the other one. See this here? Okay. This is...
अच्छा वो ड्रोन का
Just go straight out. You have to be careful. Again, it's like you carry like that. Carry like that. Yeah, and then just watch. Hold on. I was just about to say, and then you don't run.
yeah that's
मेरे को बताओ. Make sure you're looking this way.
yeah this one
Finish, so you don't split off.
You rehandled it.
Same thing, Mano. And...
साहिल भाई मैं कर
एक वो है वहाँ.
साहिल भाई thank you one more
And looking back, we gotta make sure we get these up here.
Great.
Bra. Is that right name or is it somebody else's surname? It's your name? Yeah. Good. I have to check because sometimes guys swap shirts.
no this is mine
I'm coming. What's up?
how far do you want them off the pitch
How far? Sorry, I'm coming to that. So we want... There's some longer and some shorter. So that looks like the shorter one you've got there. Take the... Have you got the connection there? This is going to go the other side. It is good. You don't want to go... You don't want to go nearer than about 15 meters to the artificial. So... Yeah, that's good there, I think. Shahid, then you piece here that's missing that we take out.